I remember what that saucer meant.
To follow up the voice of Moscow, a national sales force of street corner propagandists preaches the word, echoed in turn by Stalin's loyal press. Factory propagandists lecture workers during their lunch breaks, stamping in the new mythology. Our leader is great and good. You must justify his faith in you. Millions of Soviets are required to attend classes where they study Stalin's speeches and writings and learn by heart the Stalinist catechism, do's and don'ts for a politically correct way of life in which the individual, like a bee in a hive, exists solely for the welfare of the state and its sainted leaders. The curriculum emphasizes the new history of the party and Stalin's fictionalized biography. Central to this system is fear. No one wants to be the first to stop clapping. This anxiety is epidemic. Wrapping a wine bottle in a newspaper with Stalin's photo could get you marched off to the gulags. Meanwhile, Russia's publishing houses churn out millions of textbooks on the new gospel as revealed in Stalin's bogus biography. But, Stalin tells the party faithful, cinema is the magic medium. It is cinema that can weave the most powerful spell over mass consciousness and reshape the mind of our audience. We must take the cinema into our own hands, mold it to our use, and make it work for us in every language and every corner of the Soviet Union. Into each isolated village and hamlet of the immense USSR goes Stalin's mobile cinema. On wheels where possible, on sleds where not. Even by ship. Millions of Soviets see their first movie under the stars. Stalin orders construction of thousands of motion picture theaters designed to look like dream palaces. And overnight, the Soviets become a nation of film addicts.
Wednesday night, explore the possibility.
With his mind control machinery in place, Stalin now sets out to correct the mistakes of history. He will rewrite the story of Bolshevism, casting himself as the hero. But the old Bolsheviks know better and could embarrass Stalin. He must proceed with delicacy. The Russian director, Sergei Eisenstein, who has won fame with his film Potemkin, begins work on a new epic about the Bolshevik Revolution. Word reaches Stalin that the film will lionize the two Bolshevik leaders, Lenin and Trotsky. This will not do. Trotsky is Stalin's arch-rival. It must be Lenin and Stalin who led the revolution. What Stalin whispers to Eisenstein, no one knows. But Trotsky vanishes from the film. And a mistake of history is rectified by Stalin. In later films, the new generation of cinema-goers now sees that Stalin and Lenin, not Trotsky and Lenin, led the glorious October Revolution. The myth is born. Capture the bridges and hold them. And you, go to the telephone station. Take it and act decisively. Scriptwriter Alexandra Novogrudsky remembers.
We knew that sometime beginning in the mid-30s, Stalin became the sole boss of all Soviet filmmaking, its editor-in-chief, its ultimate censor. And not a single significant film about modern times or about a history of the revolution could be made without the knowledge and consent of Stalin. More than that, the script for every such film had to have his advance approval.
New films are always taken to the Kremlin for approval.
The cinema, of course, played the immensely important role in creating the myth about Stalin, the wisest and greatest leader of all the nations, the omnipotent demigod who eclipsed all lesser mortals.
Our land stands aloof like a rock in the ocean of bourgeois states. Wave after wave crashes against it, threatening to destroy it. But the rock stands firm. Alexandra Bolshagovsky recalls one such screening for Stalin.
Stalin and the members of the Politburo were watching a screening of this film about the building of socialism with the Minister of Cinematography. After the third reel, Stalin rises abruptly from his chair, says nothing and walks out of the screening room, and the Minister of Cinematography leaps to his feet in concern. Beria then confronts him, shouting, "You dog, you swine, I'll crush you. You'll be my janitor." And then Beria spells out the crux of the problem. "Don't you understand, you fool, that there cannot be two suns in the sky, there can only be one."
Now Lenin vanishes from history. It was Stalin alone who led the revolution. Soon, with the help of film magic, Stalin again evolves. He becomes a demigod. Here in this bedroom scene, a mother-to-be describes her beatific dream of Stalin to her husband, while avid moviegoers drink in her words. Our son will be a good, kind, sturdy boy. And when he grows up, he will be a communist. Stalin will invite him to the Kremlin and say to him, "Vasily Gerasimovich, I am sending you to England because it is time to start collective farms there." Life in much of the Soviet Union is a primitive struggle to survive. Except in Stalin's dream factory, where happy shoppers luxuriate in the good life, and where for an hour the audience can share their make-believe affluence. The cinema projectionist Ganshin was the man who previewed these films for Stalin.
He didn't watch films for his pleasure, just to see what films were being produced. If the picture were politically sensitive, he would give orders for corrections.